Christopher Greene, God bless you all. It is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, and what amazing times that we're living in. I thought I'd just do casual video with you here today. We'll get into some real heavy, deep issue topics and hopefully have a little bit of fun, Got to have fun in life, got to maintain a positive attitude. And I was watching a really interesting, I would even call it great movie last night on Lamborghini and the builder and creator of arguably the most gorgeous high performance machine that has ever existed. And you can watch this, I believe, on Amazon and probably stream it from other areas, but it was really, really good. And there was a couple of life lessons in it where he just had this profound belief that he was always going to literally press his foot down to the metal and realize the vision that he had in his head to build a world-class car. And this was at a time post the war where he had come back and he had been a mechanic for some years. And this is when Ferrari was all the rage. And it was really the ultimate of all the high-performance machines, but he wanted to do it better. And he always believed in himself. And he was always fighting for what he wanted. And what was interesting, there was a couple themes in the movie. As you watch it, maybe some of you have seen this, like and share this, there was a few people in his life that just didn't believe. They didn't believe in him. His father actually did, ended up mortgaging the farm to back his vision. He started off, from what I understand, I don't know all the history, building tractors. And he did them cheaper, better, more efficiently. And then he eventually went to war with Ferrari and produced his first car. It's a really cool movie. I encourage you guys to watch it. And for any of you that have actually driven a Lamborghini, I mean, I can attest to this. It is a world-class experience. It's kind of like taking off in a rocket ship. And it really is incredible, the craftsmanship and the time and energy that goes into things when people attempt to be the best. Now, of course, life isn't necessarily about cars, but I believe life is about being your best, seeking greatness, having passion, living life. I was talking with a family member earlier this morning, it always perplexed me, and it's perplexed me for most of my life, that it's kind of like most people I know are holding a very delicate vase, and then they're imprisoning themselves in a cell, turning the key, locking themselves in, and holding this very valuable, fragile vase, which is their life. And they're so scared, about failure and what other people think, they're almost strangling this vase, And this vase is illusory because eventually you lose grip and it shatters into a million pieces. And we all are going the same place. Again, life is such a gift. It's such passion. There's a great line in this movie on Lamborghini that I really enjoyed. He said, if you want to be someone, then you buy a Ferrari. But if you are someone, then you own a Lamborghini. And I thought that was just kind of cute. And it was a line that kind of stuck with me. He was also a brilliant, I think, salesman, marketer, but the thing that really stood out to me was his vision and passion. And then also through his life, there was some tragedy that happened. His first wife passed, giving birth to his son, and he eventually remarried. He was very preoccupied with work, at least how the film had portrayed it. Of course, I never knew him and don't know the family. But yeah, it was really a fantastic film, almost where I thought I couldn't sleep too well last night, that they could have just kept on doing like an entire series of it. It was extremely, extremely interesting. So we'll get into the news as well. The U.S. is bankrupt, as I've been telling you for years. It's absolutely insolvent. And if they do not raise the debt limit by July, then all heck is going to break loose across the country. This would mean failures of pensions, failures of retirement accounts, bank runs, capital controls. We're obviously already in a pre-planned event of hyperinflation here in the United States and worldwide, mostly in Western countries, but all over the world. And this is exactly what they want. And I was thinking about this, the FDIC, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, I believe it is, only protects assets per account up to 250K, 250,000 buckaroos. By the way, you shouldn't be holding any cash in this environment. You should be buying gold, you should buy silver, you should buy real assets, you should buy real estate, like what we're doing with Island Project, et cetera. But I was thinking, when's the last time the FDIC raised the limit? Because asset prices are up like 10x over the last couple of decades. We've gone up 10 times. There's such massive inflation across all asset classes, whether or not it's stocks, real estate, and food and housing and rents and all these things. And the only thing that's been declining is real wages, of course, and they're suppressing that intentionally because, you know, they're going to kind of lead to this transition that we know that they're taking us, et cetera. But notice that they haven't raised FDIC 250K in like decades. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, do people honestly believe that if there's a bank run in the United States that your money is protected? And I certainly don't believe it. And I'm sure many of you don't believe it. Wanted to show you guys our new Archangel Michael in gold. This is 1 troy ounce of 0.999999999. Okay? It's a beauty. Take a look at this. It just glimmers. And this here is real money. And of course, I had this specially designed for AMTVgold.com. I just love it. I believe it's the Ferrari of gold and silver. We have it in the silver equivalent as well. When the grid goes down and the banks don't work and your ATM gets locked up because, I don't know, aliens, UFOs like they're telling us, spy balloons, I don't know, EMP. I mean, that's literally what the government is saying. I'm a lot more confident holding real assets, whether or not it's this or, and this is another amazing piece here, this is barter gold here, okay? This is 5 grams. So people ask me, well, how would we buy food? Okay, so this is about, I think, around 300 bucks. There you go, you barter gold. Food, gas, anything else that you might need, people will trade for this because it's gold and it's real money. And so I think we're at this point, and I'll do like an unboxing of more. I've got some silver here today I wanted to show you as well. We're at a point where I believe most Americans have completely lost faith in the system. And for good reason. You know, we came off of 2008-09, of course, a massive, massive economic financial collapse, which we're still living through now. Like the repercussions of those bailouts are what created the current hyper bubble that we're in and created all of the inflation and created all of the debt. Same thing with what just happened over the last couple of years. And it's really created just a ton of chaos for average Americans. So I'll probably take some questions today as well, but like, let's just step back a little bit from the news for a minute. And I kind of liked that opening. I really liked this movie that I saw with about Lamborghini. I thought it was just really interesting. And I could identify it a lot because there's such beauty in art to having a vision and then seeing it come into reality. And having a passion in your life for the things that you love and having a purpose, which I see lacking a lot in the United States of America especially. And I see this around the world as well. I feel like a lot of people don't have purpose. They don't know what they're trying to achieve. Again, they've locked themselves up in that cage that is self-imposed like exile, and they're strangling the vase as if it's going to last forever when it's only going to shatter, and we all know that, into a million pieces. And that's why, of course, you need to know our King, Jesus Christ, because there is eternal life through him. So we're in a debt collapse. Putin has now activated, from the reports I saw, 97%, I believe. 97% of all the troops, including the new ones in Ukraine. He is very likely to take new territory. This could include Kyiv. And Biden has not even spoken about the UFOs yet. So as I told you before, they're going to amplify this messaging because we're in an AI war, like I talked about yesterday. I think most of you know this. This is all artificial intelligence. It's all simulations that are being run. Like some of you might not even know. I mean, the whole world obviously is controlled by just like a handful of people. Like even the new AI software that's running out, like OpenAI and ChatGPT, guess who was a part of that in the origination phases as well? Elon Musk. All these people have their hands in all of this. Same thing with Zuckerberg, I was talking to you about yesterday, why they're developing the goggles in the metaverse. And all these decentralized systems are being built because that's the new weapon. And so it's not just about playing video games. This is about, you know, fourth generation, fifth generation warfare to a certain degree. I mean, it's really like I said yesterday, a technological new order. So, you know, my faith in the system is zero. It is an absolute zero. And I very much believe that we are going to have bank runs very soon in the United States of America. And, you know, people thought I was crazy when I told them that they were going to do the UFO disclosures, which is what they're doing now. People said I was crazy when I told them that Putin was going to invade Ukraine. People said I was crazy when I told them they were going to shut down the entire country for multiple years and take away your freedom, and they did that. The banks are going to close, is what I'm saying. So that's next. Here's the Archangel Michael silver. Okay, a little unboxing there. A lot of you have asked to see it on camera. And I just showed you the gold. I'll show it to you in comparison for comparison purposes. I'll get this on the camera. By the way, you click the link below at amtvgold.com. That's amtvgold.com. Okay? And you can pick up these items today while we're still in stock. Also want to thank a customer of mine and a huge supporter, Michael Brady, who I just texted this morning, had placed a very large order with me. And we just shipped it yesterday. And I'm just very thankful for you, brother. Thank you for the big order. You are my freedom fighter. You are the resistance. With so many others of you out there, thank you for your support. The thousands of you that buy gold and silver from the #1 precious metal company in the world, amtvgold.com. I'm very humbled by all of you, and thank you so much. And in addition to that, just the sheer fact that you're getting prepared when we know what is coming. Now, this baby is heavy. So let me show you in comparison purposes. This is a 10 troy ounce American Archangel AMTV. So you can see the size difference. Those are the new 10 ounces that I had specially made. You know, so these are really economical. You know, people ask, how do you DCA? What would you buy on a limited budget? Start with some silver. Start with the Archangels. Barter gold, right, I think is a great starting point as well. It's not as high of a ticket item as some of the larger pieces of gold, obviously, like a full 1 troy ounce. Although I recommend it if you can afford it. You should buy as many as you reasonably can within your budget, at least 5–10% of your total portfolio, in my view. So, capital controls are a guarantee, in my view. Bank runs are a guarantee. Bank closures, and I think this is going to be a part of the systematic setup for what they've already warned about would be some kind of cyber event coming soon. And it will revolve around the war, and it'll probably revolve around the space war and the satellites in the sky and everything that they're warning us about now, which is truly just a part of the agenda. It's just, we know the drill. So I might be able to go to some questions now, but I kind of just wanted to chill with you guys today. This isn't like a formal video. I'm just hanging with you, reminiscing a little bit. I've been seeing just tons of rainbows the last couple days, like rainbows for days. I probably saw 5 rainbows over the last 2 days. So beautiful, you know, just seeing God's glory. And I showed one of them on camera to you. There's a bee like flying in front of the camera right now. I guess he wants to get on camera. So I want to hear what you guys think. I mean, how do you think that things are resolved in Ukraine? Like, do you think it's not going to result in a total World War III meltdown? Do you think it just like de-escalates? Because I don't. How do you think they're going to reset the system? Peacefully? Because I don't. How do you think they're going to transition through the greatest engineered wealth transfer we've ever seen in world history, all Americans, into a new system without extreme disruption and disorder? And so this is what they're doing. It's very much a covert event, right? Because a lot of people don't realize that the government is taking your money through inflation. So for example, the FDIC only protects your assets, even if that's to be believed, because we've never called their bluff since 1929. Again, 2008-09, every single financial institution in the world went to zero. Every single last one of them. Many never came back. Washington Mutual folded, collapsed. All these companies, Merrill Lynch, went to zero. It had to be bought by Bank of America just so it could stay afloat. So like, the fact that they don't even raise these limits tells you the truth about where we really are. And so this whole system is going live now, right? They're setting all of this up. And it's just an extraordinary event. So we got some CPI numbers that came out in the last couple of days, and notice inflation's still moving higher. It hasn't come down at all. Okay, we've seen some slowing, like in housing in certain parts of the country that got really hot. But in a lot of parts of the country, there might be less sales, but the median prices are still rising. So we've seen, you know, maybe some declines in certain areas, but not a lot. And that's after property values have tripled. So, you know, when you triple and then an asset goes down 5%, I mean, you know, you got to look at the long-term trend. So I've been saying this for a while, and I've been saying this publicly on camera. I think what's going to happen is you kind of get that pause. You know, people are like waiting to see what happens, and then they're going to watch things just kick off again. Crypto's pumping huge again today, massively. I think Coinbase was up like double digits today. Palantir stock's been pumping. I think it's up like 20% in the last couple of days. Crypto's pumping. Bitcoin's up to 23K. Most people missed the bottom, which I thought would happen. Missed the 15, 16K-ish bottom. And yeah, I think it's off to the races. I mean, I'm expecting global world disorder and also a hyperinflationary collapse wealth transfer, which I think is becoming more apparent. And even more of you are starting to see, maybe if you were skeptical in the past. This, however, is a huge opportunity. I actually think gold and silver, AMTVgold.com, could at least double, if not triple this year, in my opinion, not financial advice. But I've been buying a lot of this stuff for my own family. And I also know, because I can see it, you know, through your orders, there's just extreme demand for gold and silver. So I would expect you won't be able to get gold and silver at some point in the future. It'll be very difficult to get it. And during the lockdowns, you basically couldn't get it. We were sold out for months. You couldn't get anything. You couldn't get gold, you couldn't get silver, you couldn't get toilet paper, you couldn't get food storage. We sold out of everything at all my warehouses during that lockdown period. Everything was gone. All the survival gear. And think about this too, like, think about how people panicked and nothing even really happened. You know, it's not like there was like a troop invasion or anything. Like, it was just basically people just stayed in their houses and everyone panicked over it. Like, you know, it's not like World War II was occurring around us or something and we were looking at the beaches of Normandy or something. And look how people panicked then. So you can only imagine what's going to happen during like a bank run, okay? Or an event, which they could be leading us up to this with all the balloons and stuff and the diamonds in the sky, right? That video tells us kind of where human psychology is going to be in a crisis. And it's sad to say, but you can basically expect the worst out of humanity. Like, we all saw how most people acted, and they were, I mean, geez, like, I've never seen people more freaked out, and they weren't even at war. Like, it's like they didn't even, it's not like they were being fired upon, you know, in Vietnam or something. It was just like the TV told them to be frightened, and they were. So, yeah, I'm very concerned about that. I guess my primary message, outside of just having a casual conversation with you on this very sunny Maui Booyah day, is you got to get out of the banks, guys. Okay, I mean, you got to get out of the banks. If you're sitting on cash, deploy. I'm also seeing, and I see a lot of this in an island project as well with our membership. And by the way, we are closing on our first major mega retreat on Friday, title transfers on that asset. So congratulations to all of our members. And I'll be revealing a lot more about that very soon. But I'm actually seeing a lot of the money that went overseas, especially places like Europe, is actually coming back into the United States. And so the real big trend right now, and it's not a trend, like this is something that has to be done, is you got to get your money out of the banks, get out of cash that pays zero, cash that's trash, cash that's going to be locked up during a bank run or a capital control event where you won't be able to move it. And we know that they're going to do that because they've done it before. They told you couldn't do things like travel, or maybe you couldn't get health care during the lockdowns. So there's no guarantee you're going to be able to get your money during what we know is coming. And I don't think you will be able to. So you've got to get into assets. I mean, this is why Island Project is such a big deal. And this is why gold and silver is such a big deal, because you're deploying your capital out of the bank. Okay, and you're also earning income, at least with real estate, tough to do with gold. But with real estate, you're earning a cap rate of cash flows. Island Project pays a nice cap rate while you're paid to wait on an appreciating asset that you otherwise couldn't own by yourself with the best luxury property, beach, ocean front in the world. And so I'm already seeing this, but I see people panicking out of fiat. And I see this a lot in other parts of the world, like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and I'm seeing a lot of it in Europe, and I have a lot of members and investors from all those places as well as a part of our private offering, because genuinely people are scared, and they don't know if they're going to have access to their money or capital. And many people, we can't really get into the topic, feel, and I would argue have been, grossly discriminated by their governments in recent years. And so people are voting with their wallets and stampeding to freedom. And so this really is where, I like the Lamborghini mindset, because, I'm a visionary myself, and, I see something in my mind and I'll carry it to fruition into a physical reality. And it is something that all of you have the talent and ability to do this. I just think a lot of people don't believe in themselves. A lot of people are very fearful of taking risks. And I've always said there is no risk, because at the end of the day, we're all going the same place. Hopefully we're going with the Lord, us believers. But like, people are holding on to their fragile life as if they get another chance or opportunity when they don't. And I see this characteristic in a lot of people. When the going gets tough and they get to a point where they're about to break through to actually have the huge success, they give up. Or they get so scared that they stop. And in this movie, Lamborghini, they even talk about it, where like a few of his wives, right when he's about to get to that final stage and he's moving from tractors to the race car, they're like telling him not to do it. But he defies them, and he encourages the people around him, and then builds a team into a massive success point. And then, of course, now Lamborghini is arguably one of the best high-performance machines in the world, along with Ferrari and, other, various cars that many of you enthusiasts out there know and love. So, yeah, we know that something big is going to happen soon, too. So this is what I want to emphasize as well. With the war in Ukraine, and because it is amplifying, and because the new invasion has started now, it's official. So the new invasion, the new Putin onslaught, okay, it's already happened. It's been going on over the last, 48 hours. And I'll do a special report, more hard-hitting, and just kind of like a, small piece for you guys to go out and share. But like, we're at war. So you've got China, Russia at war with NATO. This doesn't end well. And you have two competing forces. Although we're definitely in a global order and a global system now, we have two competing forces of like that BRICS component nation state, with China leading it with Russia, and then of course the USA. It's going to end badly. It's either going to end in a massive cyber event, or it's going to end in more of what we just got in the last couple of years, where something else comes and is released. And think about this on that topic. There's two segmented populations now. Notice that. I know many of you are smart enough to see that. But there's two segmented populations at this point, which I think was constructed and happened for a reason. So I won't delve too far into that topic, but like, we're leading up into the big moment. So here's my point. Have the Lamborghini mindset, okay? Have the bulletproof mindset in this environment and take massive action in your lives, and don't strangle and hold on to that vase and lock yourself in a cage and turn the key willingly and put your head in the sand like an ostrich. Like, could you imagine if the founding fathers gave up and just let King George do whatever he wanted? No, dude, the founding fathers and the revolutionaries were scrappy, man. They were hiding out in the woods and stuff, and they were like, yeah, come for us. And they were, they had a strategy behind defending themselves. So you're going to need a bulletproof warrior mindset to succeed in this environment. And what's so cool about this, too, is that, again, most people want to be free. Most people don't want the new system. Most people don't want to be controlled, in my opinion. To certain degrees, some people like control, but like most people, I believe, are voting with their hearts, minds, their spirit, their freedom, their capital, their energy, their mindset, and their money to build better things and to build a better world. So I encourage you to do that. And then I also encourage you to really think about what you're going to do when the banks close. And if you don't already have at least 5 or 10% of your hard-earned money, not the banks, it's not the bank's money, guys, your hard-earned money, and stuff like this, then in my opinion, you're gonna be really, really sorry in the future, because what we've got coming is gonna be bad. So I encourage you to click the link below, amtvgold.com, that's amtvgold.com, place your order today. I wanna thank everybody for your patronage. You can always contact us as well at support@amtvmedia.com if you have any questions about your order. And we've had a lot of shipments go out recently this week. Again, I want to thank all of you. Get gold, get silver, and stay tuned for our latest developments with the Island Project. Again, breaking ground 1000X and basically declaring victory. Doing a little victory lap this week. I can hear the Rocky theme song music now. Closing and closed on our first major mega retreat here in Maui. Booyah. And should have, God willing, 4 or 5 more properties this year, maybe more. Who knows? It's all up to God. So I love you. Jesus Christ is King. Have the Lamborghini mindset. Go big in your life, man. What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? What's your other option? Strangle the vase and watch it shatter into a million pieces? That ain't a good plan. And I'll tell you, I've said this many times before. I mean, people think, a lot of you think you have time. You don't have time, okay? I use it as an example, just like my brother, man. We thought he'd have more time. Lightning bolt, gone, okay? God's will, and that's okay. He's in a better place. But like, a lot of you are living for an illusion in the future that you think is guaranteed when nothing is guaranteed. So I just encourage you, have a little fun, man. Think like Lamborghini. Be Lamborghini. Press your pedal to the metal, man. And when everyone else is letting up, just like the dip that we got, the 15, 16K dippy dip, I said, bye. Put the pedal to the freaking metal, man. What do you have to lose? Nothing. There's only upside, there's only freedom, and there's only liberty ahead. And for those of you that fear failure, because I want to motivate you guys a little bit today as well, I mean, even if you fail, man, is it not a worthy pursuit to do big things? Just like Lamborghini wanted to create the most miraculous machine that had ever been built in the history of the world. Is that not a worthy pursuit? Is you living your best life in service and doing great things and improving the world and society not a worthy goal and purpose? So what if you fail? The more people that can break out of the mind trap and strangling the vase, okay, the better things are going to be, the better your life will be. And there's so much opportunity right now. And the disruption is so massive. Like I said, I mean, the way that I see it, I see people panicking into assets like gold, silver, islandproject.com, etc. I see people seeing no other options in the future because we already know what's going to happen. You got to get into real assets. Do what the rich are doing. The rich are buying gold. They're buying silver. They're buying real estate. And more importantly, they're not just buying any real estate. They're buying this real estate. They're buying the Maui Booyah real estate. They're buying the world-class beach and oceanfront real estate. They don't buy dumps in the middle of nowhere. That's why every property they touch triples in value. And this is what I've been telling you over and over and over again. By the way, we've had no price declines in Maui at all. There's zero price declines here. We've seen a little bit slowing on the number of available listings. There's like not a lot of inventory, which is why all the pocket deals, you know, that we're really good at finding out here are so beneficial to my investor members because other people don't have the deals. They don't have the business. They don't know what they're looking at. You know, I'm fortunate and blessed. I've had 3 generations out here. So, you know, we're the best resource on planet Earth for everything that is in Hawaii in terms of real estate. But like no price declines, limited inventory, prices actually went up year over year. I think we went up another 5% on the median prices. And, you know, it's just a bank. I mean, people have to look at it that way too. Where would you rather have your money? A bank during a bank run or a piece of property that you actually have real ownership over? I mean, that's an easy decision. Where would you rather have your money during a banking collapse like 2008-09? A bank or this? Where would you rather have your money when the FDIC says, you know what, we can't back these deposits, we're screwed, we're bankrupt, and we didn't raise the debt limit, even though we know that they will and it'll just cause more inflation? Well, you're freaking screwed. I think it's hilarious that, again, I have to go back to, they haven't raised the FDIC cap in like decades. Asset prices are up 10x, bro. I mean, FDIC insurance should be at least $1 million per account now. $250K, then in inflationary real dollars is like $1 million. And you know, $1 million is daunting for a lot of people out there. And I encourage all of you to get there. I'll help you with everything that we're doing. But it's like, and I'll teach you everything that I know, but it's like, you know, $1 million isn't what it used to be. Not during hyperinflation. So get activated, get ready, make the move, put your pedal to the metal. Get out of the banks now. Don't wait for the bank run. Don't wait for the capital controls. Don't wait for the next lockdown. Get out of the bank now. And a great place to start for those of you just DCAing and you want to start small, go here. And the best investment in the world is Island Project. It's the best investment in my opinion. I got to say, not financial advice, not investment advice, but in my view and what I do with my own money is in real estate, but the best real estate in the world, which is highly specialized and then tokenized using the new technology framework and footprint, blockchain, that we know the whole world is moving to, along with AI, etc. And that's exactly what Island Project is. So, you know, we're going to see a huge move and transition to all of these various asset classes in the coming days, weeks, months. And I think we'll see this manifest more during the upcoming banking crisis, because I'm not the only one warning about this. Like, all these guys are, all the billionaires are warning of bank runs, banking collapses, World War III, nukes, every single one of them. Elon Musk tells you AI is more dangerous than nuclear weapons. The Pentagon and the president now, Biden, are saying UFOs and aliens might be in the sky. So like, it's not like we're saying it or like I'm saying it, they're telling you. So they're signaling to you. This is a signal. This is what you guys need to understand. By the way, the alien invasion is the AI. Get it? Alien invasion, AI. That is the A-lie in invasion. It's a lie. So get out of the banks because they're about to pull something big. I mean, again, like I read your comments sometimes. People are like, Christopher, I can't believe the governments are this corrupt. Well, I mean, it's been like that throughout history forever. I mean, they're taking us through a reset. Just like World War I was a reset, World War II was a reset, and you're living through a reset now. So get gold, get gold, get gold, AMTVgold.com, get your barter gold, and also get our amazing Archangel Gold Michaels while we still have them in stock. I'll probably sell out today. So if you want one of these, and by the way, I am having a proprietary, custom minted Well, I'll say that for you. I want to surprise you. I've got something really cool coming that I'm going to mint in gold, exclusive to us like this. Something new. I've got a new design that's going to be epic. So get this while you can. God bless. Jesus Christ is King. Have a beautiful day, and stay tuned for more content like this. And hey, man, if you get some downtime, watch that movie on Lamborghini. It's great. And if you ever get a chance to drive a Lamborghini, or maybe some of you even own them out there, or you've driven them before, let me know your opinion. I mean, what do you think? What's the better car? Ferrari, Maserati, Porsche, Lamborghini? You know, there's more out there. Do you have a view on what the best high-performance machine is now? As is, if we go back in history, it was really Ferrari, and Maserati was around then too, but Lamborghini really competing as the emerging new car maker at the time. I'd be curious with you, real car buff and enthusiasts out there, what you think and what your opinions are. I love you guys. You are amazing. I'm humbled by all of you, and I'm praying for you all the time. But you got to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. Start with gold and get into this. islandproject.com. Love you. God bless. See y'all again very, very soon.